guys, Brett here, connecting from UbiCentral, and I know I'm a couple days late. I'm sorry, I've been super busy, but with that said, we have a ton of new information about Watch Dogs 2 coming from a Q&A with Jonathan Morin on Twitter. Now, before we get started, I would like to thank Ubisoft for member Recality for putting this entire Q&A together in an easy to read format. I will of course have a link to his post in the description down below. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so starting off with the biggest piece of news, we finally have some more information about online character customization. A user on Twitter asked, can you change what your online character looks like instead of being a random NPC? Jonathan then responded by saying, at the beginning of the game, one of the first things you will do is erase your profile. By doing so, you will choose how you look and feel in the online section of the game. This is how you will customize your online avatar for other players. You can choose a face and profile information. And also the clothing that you wear in single player will also be used for your online character as well. So finally, there's customization when it comes to the online, and not every single detail will be random. Moving on though, another user asked, what will the director's cut application do on your phone? Morin responded by saying it will let you do things such as toggling the HUD and using different filters to make cool videos and screenshots for your friends. Now, unfortunately, this just seems like an app where you can share stuff with your friends. I don't think it will have nearly the level of customization as the Rockstar editor, but on the bright side, you can disable your HUD in this app as well as in the menu options, which was something that was definitely missing from the first game. Continuing on, another popular question I've been receiving as well is, will the map have any nature environments to explore outside of the city area? So something kind of like Pawnee from the first game. Jonathan Morin stated this, there are some aspects of San Francisco that are more focused on a forest area and things like that. With that said, Watch Dogs 2 is a big world and it's mostly the city and the water. Marin County is more focused on nature, so you will feel that certain areas are more nature driven, but the game will focus more on the urban aspect of the Bay Area. Speaking of the city, Morin also went into a bit of detail about some of the side activities we can expect in Watch Dogs 2. For instance, there's a VIP club that does sailboat races, there will also be e-kart races, and drone races. And while we're on the subject of all these races, sadly, they're all single player only as of now. I'm gonna be honest, I am really disappointed in this. I mean, the first game had car races, and while a lot of people eventually stopped playing it, it was still nice to have that option. And now in the second game, there's so many different kinds of races that I just mentioned, and we can only go up against AI as of now. That's just so boring. And the reason for it being single player only is because they focused a lot of time on co-op missions, collectibles, and other things. But still, multiplayer is what keeps players coming back to a game, so I'm hoping this will eventually be added, or cash run, or digital trips. Seriously, Mafia 3 is adding character customization and races into the game, and Ubisoft, you should really do the same. If someone makes a petition about this, let me know and I will definitely sign it because we need this in Watch Dogs 2. I don't care if it takes a month, 3 months, or even 6 months after release. Just we need cash run, digital trips, or online races. Ubisoft, please. Okay, I'm done with that. Let's just continue on with the questions. Alright, so somebody asked, can you give us an idea of the amount of songs that will be in the game or soundtrack? Thankfully, there will be a ton of songs in Watch Dogs 2, and it's something Ubisoft wanted to vastly improve on from the first game. We the players will have plenty of songs to find, and there's also going to be radio stations in the game. Now, I can confirm firsthand, at least from what I played, the music in this game is so much better than the first one. I honestly only like 2 or maybe 3 songs from the first game, so yeah, trust me, this was definitely better. Moving on, there will be trams in the game, which we've seen from trailers, but you won't be able to hack them. However, you can jump in them and use them to transport you from place to place. So the trams are basically like the L train without the ability to hack them. And talking about vehicles, somebody asked, how would you compare the damage to vehicles in Watch Dogs 2? And Jonathan said they worked to make the damage system more precise and useful to players. They wanted to make sure that it would not only break at different parts, but also have a more elegant journey of destruction of your vehicle. And I can also confirm that not only the collision is better, but also the car handling. I've said this in like 5 different videos at this point, but it's definitely true. Anyways, on to the final question for this video. Somebody asked, how much of a role do the side characters play in Marcus's story throughout Watch Dogs 2? And the answer was all these side characters. Yes, even Josh, are core to the story. You're going to be seeing them through all the operations. Sometimes they're more active than others, but they are all following Marcus from start to finish. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about that and learning more about the characters, especially Josh, because he's always on the sideline in every picture and we know nothing about him. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. Again, I'll link the entire Q&A recap in the description down below, as I did skip a couple little questions and things we already knew about. But if you're interested, check it out. And as always, to stay up to date on everything Ubisoft, make sure to subscribe right here on UbiCentral.
Eclipse in the bottom, we dipping from Gotham. Yes, eclipsed by the shadows of dark dance in the coffin. I'm a fellow with melanin, suspect of a felony. With black rock in my law, feds is checking my melody. Running, fuck the slow-mo.